I am excited for you guys to have the stacked pumpkins. So I'm going to talk you through some of this, and there's going to be some silence in between. So I've started off with, I think I'm using amber here, but use any of your medium toned oranges, and you're going to want to water down your stain. And I'm just putting down a base coat first, a really wet base coat. And I'm not worried about my score marks at this point with the orange. Orange is a pretty good translucent color. So just kind of put down your base coat. If you're doing a triple stack, choose your pumpkin. You can do any pumpkin, any color. And the only thing I'm doing, because I want to make sure that I don't have any brush strokes at this point, I continue to make sure that my brush stays very wet, and that helps make sure that the stain goes on smooth and doesn't add any thick brush strokes into the look as I'm going. So you can see there I added stain, but when you see me go off to the side, like right there, I'm really just getting fresh water. That's stain, and in between I'll grab fresh water. And then I just continue to move. And I'm moving pretty fast just to make sure that I can, and that's probably both, that look kind of like wet stain. Now, what I'm doing here is that is a different color. That is a darker stain. And I'm putting it right directly on where the score marks are. Now, the way, the way that stain works is it soaks into the wood. So I'm working with the way that stain works, and I'm setting it on in the places that I want there to be a little bit of shadow, and I'm letting it sit for a second before I go back and kind of spread it out a little bit. But I'm not doing the whole piece. I'm doing just a little bit first, and then I go back and I feather it out a little bit. I'm adding a little bit of yellow. And this is a very wet yellow. When you do it a little bit wetter, it's not going to soak in as fast. And see how I very quickly kind of feathered that out. And I'm just looking for a little bit of highlight where that pumpkin would be rounded. And right now I'm really just working back. Yep, I grabbed the darker. I'm working back and forth between my dark and my light. Going a little bit slower around the top there, because I'm going to do a white pumpkin on the top. And all I'm doing at this point is, as long as your stain is wet, see how wet it is at the bottom? You can actually see the shine. As long as it's wet, you can work and move your stain around, and you won't end up with harsh, strong lines. Now, you don't want it so wet that it's rolling off the wood, okay? That's the balance. If you end up getting excessively wet, I mean, look how wet that yellow is. Like, think watercolor. That's really where I'm headed. And if you want, if you're nervous, if this is your first time ever using stain, and this is your first kit you've ever gotten from me, turn this kit over. And play on the back of this pumpkin. Practice. Do a little bit and practice with like a little section and see if you can get a good blend. That would be a great way to get comfortable with stain. But pumpkins are great with stain. But see how I just continue to practice and use my brush to move the stain. And see how it's a little bit darker on the right side right this second than the left. And I'm going to keep brushing with my brush until it's not. And it won't take long. I just kind of keep going until I like it. And it doesn't have to be like what I would call perfect. And then I go up to the top, and then I'm using I want to say I use Tinsmith as the base, but it doesn't matter. Just use like a medium toned white or gray. And don't worry too much about your lines. Now, when you use a white, it's gonna fill your lines a little bit more than the orange. And if you're new to stain, it's gonna make you nervous. Don't be nervous. I'll give you some tips in a little bit. Sorry about the hand coverage there. I'm just really taking my time around the bottom. And notice that it's really a little bit see-through on the pumpkin. I'm doing the same approach. I'm putting down a wet base coat. I got a little bit on my orange, so you got to be a little bit quick with stain because it really wants to go right into the wood. It gives you a really cool look, but you got to be good with it. And notice that I'm not really being too worried about the direction of my brush right now. I'm just getting it on. Get it on, and then you can get your brush strokes. And I'm only going slow around the bottom so that I don't get it on my orange pumpkin. I'm not the best painter, guys. I really am not. I just know how to work with stain. Now, the other thing, stain will move on the top of the wood. So if you get close enough to the edge of one of these score lines, it'll maybe slide down towards the line. So don't feel like you've got to get all the way up to the line. Get close and see if it moves for you. Okay. What I'm using here is a clean brush, and I'm trying to clean up the edge. And that's all it took. Okay, so I've put a little base coat on. Notice that it's not perfectly covered. And then I'm going to go back in with, I'm using a blue. I know that seems crazy, but I'm using a blue. You could use gray. You could use brown. You really could use any color as like a shadow. And I'm not really going crazy. It's very wet, as I mentioned before. And it is going into the score marks. But I'll show you how I deal with that in a little bit. I'm just getting it on. And I'm not being too precise about how I put it on. I just follow the score marks. And it's a very wet stain. And now I'm putting a white. It's a bright white. No plan. Just where I think the really round parts of the pumpkin would be. And now I went and I got some brown. I decided it needed some extra shading. It's a very wet brown. It's just putting it on. And notice I'm not really concerned about where it's going. And then this is actually just a clean wet brush. There's nothing on that brush. I'm just blending it. I'm not worried about the score marks. I'm not worried about the color. I'm just going over what I've already put. I'm letting the stain do its thing. And now what I've got is another clean brush. It's got water on it. And I have a paper towel in my left hand. And what I'm doing is I'm going down these score marks with this clean, dry brush. It's dry, actually. And I'm pulling down the score mark and letting the brush pull out excess stain from where the score mark is, and then cleaning my brush. Okay, I had to slow this video down because it's too short and I talk too long. But this is a dry brush and then a wet brush technique. So I'm using a chip brush, and you could just use any kind of rough brush, and I dip right into some light stain, and I am just kind of going over the top of the pumpkin and dragging some stain down. You could use paint. I just am using stain for the whole project, and going in this fashion. So first use just stain, just stain, not a wet brush, nothing. So just stain, very little stain, and I use white or like a light color, and then I go back later and I use a wet brush. And with the wet brush, all I do is blend it. And that's the goal of the wet brush once it's on there, is just to make sure that it's really blended out. And it's nothing better than that, is just to give it a little bit of accent at the top of each of the pumpkins. You could do this with brown. You could do this with any color, but I like the look of the highlight. And you don't have to do this at all. I just think it's a neat little look. And notice that I painted the stem with a brown as well. Clearly the camera didn't capture a video at some point. And then here, with a very wet brush of brown, I'm adding some freckles. Just little dots to the pumpkin. You could do this with black. You could do this with white. Any color is really cute. So I like this look. And then you're going to glue on your details. For the sunflower, I just did a simple brown and yellow. And then the leaves, I just did different colors. And then just glue them anywhere you want. And then once they are glued, you can put your hanger on. And then I did a wire hanger. And with wire, if you wrap wire around like a pencil or the end of your paintbrush, that wrapping technique, it hardens the wire a bit. And so pull it through one side and then just wrap it a couple of times around something round. You only need a couple times, nothing fancy. And then just make sure you pull it back onto that curly cue. And then I like to add some at the top. Again, it hardens the wire because it's a really soft wire. So it'll help that length stay right there. And then pass it back through the other hole. I didn't really worry about them being equal length, really. I kind of like the different length on it. Kind of looks like a pumpkin vine a little bit. And then you're going to add a curly on the other side. And then that's it. Obviously, I did it before my leaves dried. Let your leaves dry. And then hang it up wherever you love it.